Dear Mr. President, stop the kill and stop the wars.
Donald Trump has just exposed to the whole world what America really is.
We had boots on the ground last night.
Under the cover of darkness late Friday night, the U.S. military launched more than 150 aircraft from dozens of bases on land and sea, with their transponders turned off to avoid detection. The mission, capture Venezuelan leader Nicolás Maduro and his wife. Strike Force launched from the USS Iwo Jima, composed of Delta Force operatives flown just 100 feet above the sea by pilots from the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, known as the Night Stalkers. Regime bases and air defense systems were destroyed to protect the Americans coming ashore. The strike force assaulted Maduro's compound in Caracas at 2 a.m. local, where they snatched their prize and returned to their warship waiting on. American spies had been studying Maduro's pattern of life for weeks, waiting for the right moment to.
In terms of other countries that want oil, we're in the oil business. We're going to sell it to them. We're going to sell it to them.
A gangster nation that thinks it can impose its will on any country at any time for any reason, and international law does not apply to it, the United States. Do not think this is a Trump look. Look at who's behind him. All the neocons, Marco Rubio and the rest of them, who hated him when he said things like America should not be involved in foreign wars, now that he's doing their bidding, they're all cheering him on. They've always been more sophisticated at the way they do it than Trump is. Trump just does it in a very blunt way. But it's essentially the same American foreign policy that has been pursued for decades, all in defiance of international law. And what it's actually showing is the responsible country in the world, the responsible power that's actually working to uphold international law is China. Xi Jinping, the president of China, last year put forward his global governance initiative to strengthen international law. Because you can either have global anarchy, where might makes right and countries decide what they want, or you can have a system that we tried to set up after World War II with the United Nations, where we all agreed to international law, not the rules-based order, which is what Barack Obama started carrying on about and America's been harping on about since, which is essentially what Trump is following. And by rules-based order, they mean our rules-based order. No, not the rules-based order. International law as laid down in the UN Charter that all the member countries of the world have agreed to. And look at the contrast between what's happening in Venezuela with what's happening in Taiwan. People are comparing the two, but they're saying that Trump is doing this to get rid of Chinese influence in Venezuela. But what constitutes Chinese influence in Venezuela? Trade for oil, just getting on with business. What constitutes American influence in Taiwan that so alarms China? Arms, pumping Taiwan full of arms, full of weapons. There's a vast moral difference there. And right now, the way the world order is shaping up, China is the responsible actor, and America is an out-of-control gangster nation that's just ripped its mask off under one Donald Trump.